All right, so I'm going to see if I can make this work. Yes, I think it's going. I'm going to assume it is. The timing of when you go live, there's a definite delay, but I assume it's working. So, hey folks, it is a little bit past 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. Sorry about that, but I had some technical difficulties and but you know what? We're going to get this figured out. So today's topic is video production and looking at the big picture of the what I call the 7 phases of production. Because when you look at the big picture, it helps you do the little incremental steps. So there are really 6 phases of actual production, and then there's this other phase which kind of encapsulates making everything better. So I want to talk about that, and I'm going to show you some of the tools that I am using in steps along the way. I'm not going to show you how they work, but I'm definitely going to show you what I've been thinking of as I'm starting this new live project. So let me flip over to Keynote here. By the way, I'm David Bourne from newwildmedia.com. What I do is I help folks get their dreams, help them live their dreams, their business dreams, by helping them put out content on the internet, not just the internet, but that's a great place to put content. New media is my specialty. So in particular, I help people put videos and audio projects on the internet via Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Well, the socials really, that's just a small part of it. It's really the content creation. And as today, we're talking about looking at the big picture, looking at the different phases. So I talk about all those aspects of content marketing, which is putting your content out there so that people can learn about what it is you do and how you can help them. So this is part of the Story Tech Works series, which is me showing people how to do tech. Like nitty gritty, this is what I'm using and this is how you do that. Now I haven't gotten down to the granulars yet, but I wanted to show you this big overview. Make my face go away here if I can click the right button. Hello, let's see, sorry. Why isn't that working? I'm gonna have to do this manually. Whoops, where'd it go? Sorry, I'm still figuring this sucker out. It's supposed to be that. There we go. So you should be seeing the 7 phases of production. So we're talking about video production primarily. Actually, this is where this comes from, film and video production, but it also works for all types of content that goes out on the web. In a second, you will see what I mean. Now, so pre-production is planning. That's just script writing, getting your act together before you actually start doing production. The more pre-production you do, the better your production will work. Then after you've done your production now, so what is that? Production is actual recording. Maybe it's writing, like sitting down and doing that rough draft, like putting your butt in the chair and cranking it out. It's recording. It is doing the podcast interview. That's production. Post-production is editing of that stuff you did in production. Post-production editing, video editing, rewriting a written piece, tweaking the audio. It's all that stuff you do to prepare it, to get it out into the world, which is publishing. Publishing in our realm looks like YouTube. It looks like web. I use WordPress, so that's my #1 publishing tool. YouTube could be the podcast server, could be Medium, wherever your written work is going. Maybe it's going out to the social sites. LinkedIn is a big one for a lot of us business folks. Promotion is actually telling people about it and sending out links, and there's 100 different things you can do to promote things. I'm not real good at promotion, so I'm working on that a lot. Proofing is testing. How did that work? Asking people how they thought it worked. What can you learn from that? And again, process. Process is just looking at ways to improve the entire process. For example, I call this 7 phases of production, what I call the 7 Ps. I call that a process. Well, obviously it is a process. I'm hitting the wrong buttons here. So what I'm trying to do is to get you to that process. So let me see. Why are my keystrokes working anymore? It's like this software just totally lost my keystrokes. There they are. All right, so process. Why is process so important? Well, I love process because I like thinking, I like making things better. And I like, I said thinking a second ago. I do like thinking about doing this probably as much as doing it, sometimes even more. And that can be a negative because if you think too much and you don't do enough, you can not get enough out there. So that's something to be aware of. But this process, the 7 Ps, the 7 phases of production, it's an example of a process. It's a way to look at something. It's a framework to look at something in order to help you understand it better, to help you improve it, to help you just put in stopgaps that you may have forgotten about, or make you remember, oh yeah, that promotion part, that's a part of the process and I'm supposed to be doing it. I see the value in doing it, but I'm not doing it. So how can I fix that? So that's process. Now I'm going to jump back up here to the very beginning one, which is pre-production. I am in pre-production for this live video project that I'm doing, and that's a good thing. I just realized a piece of pre-production that I forgot to do, which was to hit the record button on my local machine. That is not good. I'm going to do that now. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but I just hit the record button on my local machine. Okay, so hopefully it's recording things correctly. I'm trying to get a good audio track. So that was a step. Oh, here's how I could have fixed that. I could have a checklist on a piece of paper that I keep beside me where I can look at and do 1, 2, 3, check, check, check. My checklist right now is exactly, this is it, actually right here, a blank piece of paper. That's because I haven't written it yet, and that's why I didn't hit record. All right, that's a process, by the way, making a checklist. So at the beginning of this project, I need to make things like that, and I'm not doing that, so I'm going to work on that. So that's pre-production, the process, something I should have done. Production, that's what I'm doing right now. I am recording, right? So production, for this particular project, production is the software. It's the OBS software. It's the, let me flip over here. OBS is the live software that I'm pulling up my, so I'm just going to look this up. These are links that I'm going to share with you in a sec, so bear with me, sorry. OBS is a really great open broadcaster software, really nice software that allows you to take the video feed from this camera. I've got another camera over here. Did that work? I don't think it did because something is not working like it was yesterday. What the heck? Ah, man. I needed more pre-production to get this to work, obviously. So that was supposed to go. So this camera over here, which helps you see what's going on the whiteboard. Maybe it'll work now. Yes, that goes back to my slides. That goes back to the OBS browser. So anyway, OBS is the tool that controls all of these, and it is supposed to allow you to switch. So switching is sort of like post-production, I don't know. With live video, I realized yesterday as I was talking about this, with live video, you sort of, you don't do post-production so much. Like you don't choose individual edits. The edits are done while you're in production, which is kind of cool. That's cool because it saves me a lot of time. And that's why I'm doing this live thing, because it really does speed things up. So back to the slides. Let's see. So that is production. Let me switch over and here we go. Okay, so post-production is editing. It's the Normally with video editing, I'm going to choose this camera, then I'm going to choose that camera, and I'm going to use this audio, and then I'm going to raise the volume here, and I'm going to lower the volume here. So right now I can raise and lower volumes. I can raise and lower volumes by tweaking. I'm going to show you this because I can. I'm going to raise and lower volumes by tweaking my, come on. So this used to work globally when I would press this key. It would just work. All right, so down here, see this down here? All right, see, this is my Mix Pre 3. This is how you can control the audio. That's too loud. Okay, so right there. This is how you can control the audio from the system right here with that. So anyway, so I don't have to do this in live. I don't have to make that cut. Now, normally I've been editing videos for 20 years, and so that cut would have to be manually created. Right now, it just happens. I'm sorry if that didn't make sense, but I am so excited about this production process here. Let's see. So I'm back. All right, so post-production. You know, post-production, there is some post-production I'm definitely doing on this project. For example, when I recorded earlier, I'm recording to the cloud right now to YouTube. And that's all in good. You know, the audio, whether it's the correct level or not, I can't really do anything about that. I'm not going to fix that, especially since I'm doing a daily show. It's just insane. I can't really get access to that footage anyway. However, I can get access to the footage that is on my machine. So what I'm doing right now is recording the audio. I'm recording these screens. I don't know that I'm going to keep all that footage, but I definitely want the high quality audio, because the plan, if I can get my act together, if I can get my workflows figured out, the plan is to send that audio to a podcast, to an audio only podcast. That way I can have a video, a regular video, and a regular audio that doubles my audience, maybe that's not right, I don't know, but you know, it gives me the opportunity to find people where they want to be. If people just want to listen to audio, they can download a podcast. It's there right on their mobile device and they want it. I'd love that. So that's what I want to do with these videos. So it means I got to do extra work. I got to do extra post-production. I got to take that audio file. I've got to send it where it's going to go. And so I'm going to flip back here to the, I hope, yeah, my software is not doing what it's supposed to do. I'm having to click. All right, so that was OBS Studio. Auphonic is where I hope to send the audio. Auphonic is a cloud-based service. You can send it audio. It will tweak the audio. It will put the audio where you want it to go. For example, if I scroll down here, you can see it'll go to Dropbox, great place to back stuff up. It'll go to Google Drive, cloud storage. It'll go to Facebook. It'll go to YouTube. It'll send it to SoundCloud, Spreaker, Libsyn, all these places, right? Blueberry. It'll send it to all these places for you all at once, and it will add the appropriate photograph, the appropriate keywording, appropriate description, appropriate all that stuff, right? All that stuff, it'll do that for you. That's called Auphonic. It's a little hard to set up, but it is something that I know is an automation tool that is going to help me to get where I want to go, which is to get that podcast going. Now, right now, I'm still figuring out why the daggum software is not doing what it's supposed to do. It worked yesterday. Why is it not working today? When I hold down Control A, it's supposed to flip over. Now, when I click on it, Control A gets rid of my face. Now, so something's not right. That was working globally before. Anyway, maybe I need to reboot more often. So that's some post-production stuff. Now, if you, let me do this. I'm still figuring, dadgummit. You hear that? That is the system, boom, boom, telling me it's not working. Yesterday it worked. I did not have to come over here and click. Maybe it was because it was in a different screen. I don't know. Anyway, you don't care about that unless you're trying to get this live stuff to work too. So here we go. Let's see. There, that's what I want. So I was just talking about Auphonic. Auphonic was that tool where I can send an audio or a video file to it, and then it'll put stuff in lots of places. Like it'll send it to YouTube, it'll send it to the podcast server, it'll send it to Vimeo. Really awesome once you got it set up. That's publishing, right? So publishing is sending the media to the server. If you're writing, maybe it's sending it to the Medium site or your website. Publishing is another thing that I do. Let me show you what I was working on yesterday here. There, not doing it again. Dadgummit, sorry. Where's my mouse now? There we go. Goodness gracious. Okay. There we go. All right. So this is sharing you my screen. So publishing, here's another tool that I want to use and want to teach you about. Now, let me interject and say, one of the reasons I'm showing you these different tools, Auphonic, for example, now I'm showing you Mars Edit. This is the way I publish to my website. So my website is newwildmedia.com, and these are all the posts. This is the one I did 2 days ago with the, you can see it over here. This is the first StoryTech Works live video I did. So I actually got another automation tool, Otter, to do a translation or a transcription for me. And I put that in there. That's great. Took a little bit of work. I've got to figure out, am I going to be able to do that every day or not? I'm not sure about that, but I would like to. So if you look at this here, I've got my tags, I've got my title, I've got the blog where it's going, the type, the categories, blah, 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 blah. So I really love this Mars Edit tool, and I want to share it with you. If you're not using it, it is a great way to speed up and improve your web workflow, because you can click this little button right here and it'll go and get the latest post you have. Let's say you went through your web browser and did an edit, and so you made that edit, so it's now sitting on your server. Well, you can bring that down to your desktop and look at it. You can copy and paste it, and just makes it so much better. This is Mars Edit, by the way. I am a Mac user. Sorry if you're not a Mac user. I'm sure there's something like it. That's the other good thing. There's something like this on the PC. Maybe it doesn't work exactly like this, but if you don't know about it, you're like, well, I got to find out what on the PC. You know, what does that on the PC? Certainly something does. I know it does. I've looked at it before. So anyway, that's Mars Edit. That's another tool. As I was talking about publishing, this is my keynote, by the way, where I'm pulling up my slides. So that was publishing. Next, the next P, the 7 phases, is promotion. Now, this is interesting. Now, promotion is usually, you need something to promote, meaning that content needs to be there. The video needs to be there. The written piece needs to be there before you can really promote it. Well, I'm finding with this live project, and this is big picture again, 30,000 foot view. This live project, I realized I got to promote this thing before it goes live, because I'm telling people about it before it happens. Otherwise, I'm not really promoting a live show, right? So that means I need to really change the way I'm thinking about it. That's one of the benefits of this whole looking at things as a process, this whole 7 phases of production. So promotion down here, step number 5, I've got to bump it up here really before production. And that's new and that's different. So that's one thing that looking into this whole process has helped me do. So now I've talked a ton, I've talked nothing except about me, but my intention is for you to look at this project that I'm working on and think about your own projects. That's really why I'm doing this, right? Yesterday in the episode on storyboarding, the very first thing we need to consider and reconsider is the why. So my why is to help you do this stuff. Now, yeah, I'm helping myself. I'm talking about it. I'm doing it in public. That's all good, but it's not really serving me unless it's helping other people. That's why I am leaving these videos on YouTube. I'm telling people where to find them? Via YouTube, via SEO. That's part of promotion. Keywording. I'm trying to choose the right titles. I'm going to show you a little tool here that helps you do that. Where is it? Okay, right here. If I subscribe to a not so expensive, I think it's $50 a year. It's not bad. I use this tool called TubeBuddy, and it helps me with this whole process. For example, if I am, let's see, I was working on make a video earlier. This helps you by, see right here, I've got make a video with pre-production planning techniques. It's helping me, it's giving me this score, telling me how close I am to getting all the steps that you need to do. Doesn't mean it's gonna work necessarily, but it helps you the best that it can. It knows that make and video, pre-production planning techniques, those words need to show up both in the, if I'm going to use it in the title, then also needed to use it in the description. And when I press the next button, it's going to help me add tags, and it helps me to, what am I actually trying to do? Am I making videos on my phone? Not right now. Making videos for YouTube, yes. Anyway, these are tags that people have used before, and I'm going to save this draft. I'm going to go into another tool. Is it here? No. I'm going to go into another tool, the Keyword Explorer, which is really amazing because if I type in make a video and I hit explore, it's going to give me all this data. And this data is really helpful. For example, 29 million people a year are doing monthly searches. That's how many people search a month. 29 million are typing in make video something, somehow, and that's a lot of people. So that gets me excited because I think, wow, there's a lot of people out there I can help. But it's also like, okay, well, as you can see, my chances of ranking, someone finding me using that term, pretty low. But it helps me think about it, right? And so getting back to the 7 phases, getting back to promotion, and the next one, proof. These two things, they go hand in hand because you need to track, you need to, one way of looking at it is, how many followers do I have? How many views do I have? I mean, that's real data. If nobody's finding you, if nobody's able to find you because there's just so much out there, then you need to do something. Maybe you need to put some more relevant keywords in there. Maybe you need to promote more. Now, I'm not trying to say we all need to have, 100,000 followers or whatever, 1 million followers. Yes, there are people that do that, but that's not necessarily, getting back to the why, it's not really at all serving the needs of the people I'm trying to help. But anyway, I'm kind of all over the place with this because I'm still figuring it out. But promotion and proofing, they're tied in a lot together. Proofing is seeing, well, how well did I do? And what can I do? What can I do to tweak it? How can I promote it a little bit differently, either next time or continuing? Because remember, I've said, if your movie is up there on YouTube, there's no reason why you can't go back and tweak it. See if it helps. Learn how the algorithms are changing. Google, YouTube, they change the algorithms a lot. So there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to do, and that can be overwhelming. Which, back to the last phase, and I'm going to wrap this up. These processes, such as this 7 phases of production, the goal is to help you better understand what it is you're doing, how to do it, ultimately how to enjoy it more, how to get more out of it, right? How to get more out of our lives. I really like all of these steps. Like I said, I'm not really good at promotion. I'm definitely better at some things than others. And so, this is just another way to learn and to grow and to hopefully have some fun while doing it. So I'm going to wrap this up. This is a long enough video. And so again, getting back to the why. Making better content, helping people make better content faster and to help more people. That, in a nutshell, is my why today. So I hope that helped you. I hope that you learned something there. And, if you did like that, please subscribe because I'm going to have a lot more like it. And, like it, give me some feedback. Another thing that I'm asking for, I don't have a card for that. I thought I did. Another thing I'm asking for is I'm asking for people to give me some of their problems that they're working on. Like, for example, what is it that you're trying to do? What is it you're trying to, man, this thing just stopped working altogether. Sorry. I should not be looking at this. I'm trying to make it, aha, interesting. My entire mouse is disappearing. Something is not right with the software, people. Okay. Let me learn not to be distracted. Where was I? I got distracted by the tools. Sorry. Man, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, well, I missed that train. So, now I remember. Lots of people got problems. Don't we know that? Yeah, I got problems for sure. If you have a technical problem that you would like to have solved, I would love to hear about it because that's a real thing. And I know you're a real person. So if you're a real person with a real content marketing problem, you're trying to get your video out there, your podcast out there, and you got some kind of problem, audio, video, blah, blah, blah. There's lots of problems that happen. I would love to help you with that. So let me know. You can find me here on this YouTube channel. You can find me where I've promoted this. Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn is where I'm promoting right now. I am David Bourne. Dang it. Every time you hear that bonk, that means I'm not doing something right. This is the StoryTech Works live workshop video project. I am David Bourne. You can find me always at newwildmedia.com. Thanks for listening. That was almost 30 minutes. Okay, well, kind of long. That's all right. Live and learn. See you next time, folks. Bye.